is called as PDCL, Practical Dense Crush Load. And that shows that in Mumbai locals there are 18 passengers traveling in 1 square meter of floor area. And a trial was conducted by CCRS, Dr. Mani, Kurla Karshe, and he found out that it is not 18 passengers but 19 passengers. So to some extent, I was involved in the pneumatic suspension for EMU trains. And when I was speaking with the spring manufacturers abroad, they actually asked me whether the suspension is for a passenger train or for a goods train. Because Mumbai local trains have an axle load of 20 tons, which is same as box and wagon. So it is equivalent to that, and air to loaded ratio is again 1 to 2. So you have 27 tons of passenger coach weight and 55 tons of coal or human beings. That's how it is. Secondly, there was a mention about, there is a see, railways have a very precise, should I say, operating procedure. You will never find that the train has not departed because the driver has a stomach ache.
It can happen with Air India.
Huh?
It can happen with Air India,
But not with Air India.
but not Indian Railways.
And every loco shed has a post called call boy. That call boy can be as old as 55 years old. His job is to wake up the driver in case the regular driver doesn't turn. This is one. Secondly, about CLW, the WG locomotive was one of the largest classes of locomotives in the world. About 2,450 locomotives were manufactured of this particular gauge. Antim Sitara was last broad gauge locomotive. And last meter gauge locomotive was turned out by Telco, Jamshedpur. We have a system that we read about something in foreign press. The last steam locomotive of British Railways was class 9A, 210 train, and that was named as Evening Star. So Indian Railways took inspiration from that, and this was the last broad gauge locomotive. WP was first initially manufactured by Baldwin Locomotive Works. 100 locomotives were brought in from USA. Then later on, WP was also manufactured in Vienna Locomotive Works, in one company in Poland, and Canadian Locomotive Works, and Montreal Locomotive Works. About 750 WP locomotives and 2,450 WG locomotives. There is only one class which is larger than this, that's a Russian locomotive class, steam locomotive class, which of course we count. Now Talgo, I have been also in correspondence with Talgo in this regard. Talgo was a system, a coach has got either 4 wheels or 8 wheels. 8-wheeler coach is called as bogie coach, and in short-term terminology, railway people will say it is 17 bogie, 24 bogie train. Actually it is bogie carriage. And 4-wheeler is of course no longer available, but some years ago the inspection saloons were 4-wheeler. So 8-wheeler coach is a standard norm. 8-wheeler coach started in USA because the track was very bad. It was laid in a hurry. About 7 to 8 miles of track used to be laid in one day. Whereas British track was of excellent quality, so they had 4-wheeler coaches. Now, an engineer in Spain thought of something else. He came out with a design which was a trailer type of coach, in so much that it had only one axle at the back side, and total working was like a tractor and trailer. So you have a series of coaches, only one axle, two wheels and the front of the rear coach resting on the back side of the front coach. The height was reduced. Instead of about 13 feet, 14 feet high, the coach height was about 11 feet. It had one disadvantage, that it was unidirectional. The train could not go in the reverse direction. So at terminus, they had a semicircular track, and the train used to actually reverse, rotate, turn around and go back. Later on, Talgo developed on this concept. Instantly, the French Spanish track gauge is 5 feet 6 inches. It is called as Iberian gauge. Although the European gauge is 4 feet 8.5 inches, the Spanish gauge is 5 feet 6 inches. 5 feet 6 inches. 5 feet 3 inches in Ireland and Chile and Australia. Normally, we say it is broad gauge. So I used to ask this question during my lectures, various railway institutes, as to why it is called as broad gauge. And I could not get a convincing answer. Simply because it is broader than the standard gauge. So there exists a standard gauge beyond which it is 5 feet 3 inches and 5 feet 6 inches. Later on, Spanish gauge was reduced by 8 millimeters. So today our broad gauge is 1676 millimeter, whereas Spanish gauge is 1668 millimeter. And they have modified their rolling stock 9-coach train of 250 type to this. This is what it is. Later on, what they have done is that the railway axle has got two wheels rigidly fixed on one axle. That's the basic fundamental thing. Not many people have tried having individual axles, individual wheel sets, but it has not worked. In fact, RDSO had a joint director called Dinke Vikas. He had worked out a bogie which had independently held wheels. When an axle runs over a curve, the outer wheel and inner wheel are rotating at same speed. So there is always a relative slip. That relative slip is dependent upon the radius of curvature. Larger the radius, lesser is the slip. So which is what has been obviated in the Talgo design. Now this Talgo train is bi-directional. Axles are not fitted on the coach, but they are in between the coach. So one axle is shared by and go to second. This is the unit which is traction unit. Spanish railways have electrified group which is on 3000 volt DC, and European network largely in France is 25 kV AC, as we have, because we copied it. We actually had a collaboration with that 25 cycles group from France. Belgium and other countries have 3000 volt. France has got 1500 volt DC still today in operation. Spanish railways operate on 3000 volt DC. And Talgo, this is a train which is a hybrid train. In that, it is a diesel powered car, and at the same time it can also take power from OAG at 25 kV AC and 3000 volt DC also. In Spain it runs at this 3000 volt DC. In France, when it goes to France, there is a system of bringing the wheels inside. The special system. So the train goes over the track which is specially manufactured, and the wheels collapse and they conform to standard gauge. So that will be seen in the last paragraph. You can go to second one. See here, on the right side, you can see there is an axle which is shared. You can go to next page. Traction unit is like standard locomotive. slightly farther than the coach. Then go to next page. Here you can see that each coach has got shared axle with the other. The independent wheels, you can see, can we enlarge it? No.
Yeah, we can. We can do it. We can.
The right hand side. Now, this one is for the locomotive. You can go to next page. Next page.
Below on the same page.
Same, the second page.
Independent below there. Previous page.
No, second page. Next page. Next page. Here, left side.
This.
No cross section.
This you want to be expanded?
Expand. You can.
Yeah, yeah.
As you can see, the height of the coach is much less. Normal Indian coach is about 4,000 meters. 4,000 millimeters, 4 meters, about 13 feet 6 inches or something like that. And double decker coaches are little more, 14 feet 6 inches at the middle portion. So here you can see that the coach height is less. Wheels are independent and actually you pass through the wheel set from coach to coach. That's the system which is used. Now there are certain advantages and disadvantages of this which I discuss. Firstly, the coach length is only 13 meters and standard LHB coach is about 23.5 meters long.
This diagram shows it.
The diagram shows it. This is the first class, this is the 13.14 or something like that. And about 24 seats in a coach of first class, which is 2 plus 1, and second class is 2 plus 2. Then of course, according to European standards, there is a coach for handicapped people. So you can see here, there is a place for wheelchair.
Second class is also here. Show.
Second class is also there. Yes, you can show it. Previous page perhaps. This is bistro card, restaurant card. This is second class.
2 plus 2.
2 plus 2. Now essentially the width of this coach is much less than Indian Railway standard, which is about 10 feet 6 inches, 3.2 meters, 3.25 meters. So here it is much less.
This 2929.
So around less by about a foot. Because it also has to travel on fringe tracks where the width is restricted.
Moving dimension.
Moving dimensions. Or Europeans call it as maximum loading gauge. Nothing should move out of this. Now plus points of Talgo are that it can take the existing track, can run on the existing track.
Of Indian Railways.
Of Indian Railways.
This gauge is Spanish or Indian?
Gauge, this particular train which has been brought here has been modified. The gauge has been reduced by 8 millimeters.
Increase.
Reduced.
Reduced.
Sorry, increased.
Match Indian standards.
That is 1668 and here it is 1676. So 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter actually is 5 by 16 inch. Earlier the Spanish gauge was 5 by 6 inches, which was reduced by 5/16 inch. So it comes to about 8 millimeters. So presently the gauge is now 1676. So they have expanded it slightly. It has pneumatic suspension. Now there are certain issues with regard to the ride quality. So the mail I received last week was that they have installed the measuring instruments in the last coach, which actually oscillates much more than the front coach. Disadvantages are, and I did a study to find out, now this train has no sleeper accommodation. So it is essentially suitable for a travel of about 4 to 6 hours. Anything beyond that, you feel like lying down. don't feel like sitting. However comfortable that seat may be. Of course, American Railways I travelled, they had a seat which was as good as a berth.
50.
Not only 50, but it had a footrest which came out this much. So according to Indian standards, the spacing of two seats is 1.03 meters. There it was more than 2 meters. So you could actually lie down, which was comfortable. Americans don't travel much by train, so that was useful. Now in this case, the intention is that Mumbai Delhi travel should be reduced by about 5 hours. That's the objective. So it comes to about 12 hours. Now 12 hours sitting is not possible. That is one thing. Secondly, ride quality, I have certain reservations about it. That is how good the ride quality can be. Thirdly, these coaches are not dismantleable. In the sense that if anything goes wrong with one coach, then the whole train has to be withdrawn. It's a train set. Now, Talgo have gone maximum to 11 coaches in one coach, one train. According to, if you take Rajdhani as 20 passenger coaches, then it comes to about 35 Talgo coaches. Now, no trial has been conducted to find out whether 35 coach train can really run. That's the basic problem. Secondly, there is no sleeping arrangement. Sleeper arrangement is not there. I have inquired with Talgo and they apparently are not able to answer this because European travel, sleeper coaches have almost disappeared. They no longer operate.
They were so fast. You were really need to sleep over there.
Sir, I'll tell you, Mumbai Delhi they are contemplating 12 hours journey. Now 12 hours journey is tiresome and therefore you feel like sleeping. In fact, I recollect in 1976 I had visited RDSO and Mr. V. Anand, who later on became GM of Southern Railway, was deputy director of carriages. So I suggested to him, I used to travel Mumbai Gwalior quite often. I said 24 hours sitting is problematic. In that time the train was deluxe, 25 down, 26 up Mumbai Delhi, deluxe train.
Amritsar.
Not Amritsar, Mumbai Delhi, deluxe. Madras and Delhi also there used to be a deluxe train, and air conditioned chair car was available. It was on IRS underframe, wooden body, and it had a very peculiar thing. The frame had over a period of time become a bow-shaped frame. You know, there used to be turnbuckles at the bottom of the frame to which you could make it straight. Anyway, 3-tier sleeper, I had officially made a proposal to RDSO in 1976 that they should go in for 3-tier sleeper. Just air condition the ordinary 3-tier sleeper. Then I was asked whether there is any need of a cushioned berth. I said no, we carry our bedding. Those days, a special hold-on was available in the market, which was suitable for sleeper cars, 3-tier sleeper berth. That was available in the market. And in first class, they used to provide a bedding if you made a written request. So those are the days which are no longer available now. Talgo has now touched the speed of 180 kilometers per hour. Considering the occupancy of track, which is in case in some routes is beyond 150%, 150%, Ume is, you know better sir, about 125%, is it? So I really don't know how they can plan a path for this kind of train. India train, now even Gatiman Express, you need to keep 6-7 blocks ahead of it as vacant blocks. Whether we can afford to do that. Secondly, I have some reservations about very high speed trains. I used to like to travel by mail trains. Mail trains are at more number of stations than express trains. And mail trains always used to start in the evening, about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, because mail has to be collected. And reaching time used to be always sometime in the morning. Then you get down on some platform, you enjoy the special delicacy which is available in that particular. So that was a very relaxed kind of thing. And if people are really in a hurry, they can fly. Now, Pune, Bangalore, it takes Indian Express starts at 4 o'clock, 20 hours. In flight, you can take flight in about 1 hour 20 minutes. And the fare is not so high. I remember Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, there used to be only one flight. And in 1995, the ticket was 7,000 rupees. So, whether it is really required, because in my view, we have missed that particular slot of high-speed train operations. That is how it is. And if you do a survey of traveling public, it really doesn't matter if the 24-hour distance travel is reduced to 20 hours. 24 hours reduced to 10 hours is something which is acceptable. But merely reducing it by 10% or so is not going to make much difference, and will make life difficult for railway people to have this kind of thing. You can imagine to operate one train, only one train at that speed. Now, for instance, Shatabdi used to run at 150. To bring it, even LHB coaches, to bring it to 160, it took exactly 21 months. To bring it to 160. Peak speed, maximum speed.
Average speed is much less.
Much less. Average speed is much less. In fact, for some time, Deccan Queen had the highest average speed. Mumbai departure was 510 and Karjat arrival was 610. And I have travelled in that train with the old locomotives, EA/1, Metropolitan cars. It used to touch 75 miles per hour, and the ride was excellent. People talk of IRS bogie being not good riding, but Deccan Queen was an IRS bogie. Of course, it was articulated initially, then it became 1965, it became ICF coaches. So Targo, let us hope that something comes out of it. But under Indian conditions, there will be so many legal problems, procedural problems, because if it really works, then one thing is to have sleeper coaches. And secondly, I found out that a Rajdhani train, you take only second class sitting arrangement, like Shatabdi, then the seating capacity per meter of the train length is more with LHB coaches. An LHB coach accommodates 78 second class passengers and a length of only 23.5 meters. So per unit length, it doesn't work out much. And with overcrowding on Indian Railways, I really don't know whether it can work. But anyway, let us hope and expect that this train will be introduced at least on shorter routes. Mumbai Delhi is something which is somewhat not feasible in terms of sleeper accommodation and so on and so forth. So let us hope that this works. Okay, thank you.